Hi guys, it's so hot. Oh my god. This heat wave is gonna be the end of our. I start vlogging again. I thought maybe we'll have a chatty vlog of like me starting over in Germany again after my exchange semester, but also like my experience in Vietnam as a Black girl. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna talk about the good and not really the bad, but what I experienced, which might be bad or might be good. I don't really know. So I'm going to share it with you and then you shall determine it yourself. So, okay. Before I went to Vietnam, I think some of you might have noticed that I was not in the best mental space. I even like stopped vlogging for a little bit and I just took some time to try and recover. This is my laptop, which I'm gonna get some notes for it. So standing there. So I thought about taking some time to recover. So I was not really as consistent with the vlogging, but at the same time, I felt like I was not moving. So I just kept trying to force myself to vlog, but I didn't have the energy to feel as consistent and as productive. I've since worked through that and I'm not back to being productive the same way. And I don't think I'll ever go back to being productive the same way because it led to me burning out so bad. So I've just learned to set more boundaries for myself as I follow my dreams and not like give my dreams my entire life, but learn to also enjoy my dreams, enjoy my life while also building my dreams, which is for now to be a data analyst and an author, which is so like saying you want to build this life with two careers and at the same time enjoy your life is gonna be hard. But I want to build my life as a data analyst. I want to build a note as an author. I want to invest in how do you call it, in stocks. I'm learning how to do that. I want to have multiple um, revenue streams, and I want to do something that I enjoy doing so much that I don't have to like say I'll be like, oh my god, I have to finish working by 60 and retire. No, I wanted to build a life that's like more, how do you call it, more like me so much that at 90 I'll be there at my keyboard typing my story, blah 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 blah, telling you all the jabba jabba that I have in my mind. Anyway, that's how I was, and this is how I am right now. And it's something that I'm working on, like constantly working on myself and trying to be a better person and trying to like embrace my dreams in a better way and a better manner. I don't know if I've explained that correctly, but that's how I feel at the moment. Anyway, let's talk about my experience in Vietnam. So first we'll start with the context. I went to Vietnam as an exchange student for 6 months. I went in September and I came back in February. I even actually came back because my visa was running out. and they were like, Lynn, you have to come back. You can't come back after 6 months. We can't extend for you. And I was like, oh crap, I really do have to go back to Germany. That just tells you how much I enjoyed it there. So will talk by about first accommodation. I stayed in the school hostel. I had a really, really awesome roommate who was amazing, and she was Vietnamese. We still talk so much right now. And she has become such a good friend, even though she's way younger than me. But I find like my friends, since I have gone back to college at 30, most of my friends are way younger than me, but I don't really mind that. So she was way younger than me. She's such a big personality. She's such a bubbly, kind person. And that's one thing I learned about Vietnamese people is like this thing about giving gifts. As an African, it made me feel so like I owe something, that I'm supposed to give something back. But I learned that that's just their way of being. Like that's how they are. How do you say? That's how they are as a community. They love giving gifts. Like there was a woman who was making us juice, and every time we went to get juice, she would give us something. And I went like, I need to give something back because I'm not used to just being the one taking. I love also giving. So even my roommate was like, oh my god, I found this cute shirt, let me give it to you. And I would be like, okay, I have to get you something too, because I don't know, I'm not used to just receiving, but Vietnamese are very like kind, giving people. So my roommate was also like a very kind person, and I really love her. I actually do really love her. So yeah, I had such a good experience. So that was for my accommodation. I was staying in the hostel and I had one roommate. Before that, I was staying alone, and then she came along and we just got on very fine. For money, I had a scholarship. Our school, you get a list of schools that you want to go to. If you study in Europe, you choose from the list, and then you're given a scholarship with dad. But then, us outside of Europe, we were given a scholarship with, I think it was Erasmus. I'm not really sure, but I got a scholarship from the school. So that's how I was able to fund my stay there. For my ticket to go and come back, I funded it for myself and some of my savings too, because I was working before I left. So I used my savings, and also the scholarship really, really helped a lot. So that's for money. For food, let's talk about food. I loved the food there. I loved the food there. They have really, really great food, and yeah, I really enjoyed the food. I think about the food sometime. Okay, stop daydreaming, Lynn. So yeah, the food was really, really amazing. And for towns, I went to Ho Chi Minh City and I went to Vung Tau. Vung Tau was really, really beautiful. I could not manage to travel so much because there I had to go to a lot of classes. So yeah, plus my budget was not that much. But I found that some people really travel very affordably if you're okay with sleeping in hostels. Like there was a guy who used to use Hostel World and the bus system to just get there, and then they would sleep in the hostel like a whole group of people. So I feel like if you're into affordable travel, then it was okay. Me, I feel like in a new country where I don't know that many people, I would be more comfortable staying in a hotel than in a hostel, but that's just me. So, or maybe it was my first time being alone, like really alone in a new country. So I didn't feel as comfortable going to the hostel. Maybe I feel like now I can do it because people who go to the hostel meet a lot of people and they make a lot of friends to travel with. So right now I think I can do it. I'm not sure if I can actually do it, but I think I can do it. And if it's something you want to do, so I feel like Vietnam is a great place to do that. So I managed to go to Ho Chi Minh City several times, like almost every weekend I was in Ho Chi Minh City and staying. For my birthday, I just like took a whole penthouse. I think about that penthouse. I feel like that's my dream house. If I was an animal, I would be a fish. Because this penthouse had this view to like the river, and the river was like carrying ships that were passing, and I would just sit there. I think I vlogged that. Oh my God, I loved it so much. I want to move to that penthouse. I want a penthouse, but that has a view of the water and the ship passing. Dream life. I feel like I'm sweating so much. Don't mind me. Okay, yeah. Um, what else I wanna talk about? Oh yeah, that's for travel. That's what. I wanna talk about a little bit about like being black in Vietnam. Um, there were a lot of curious people, I would say that, because I feel like that's the best way to phrase it. It's more like curiosity from their part, but then like as someone who is not an extrovert, who was going to the country for the first time and is not being used to being stared at or like being the center of attention. That's what I'll say. It was kind of uncomfortable sometimes, not all of the times, sometimes, because wherever I would go, I would get stared at, and like everybody would stop what they're doing and just like turn. Not everybody. I feel like some people mind their own business and they don't really care. And I really appreciated that because like I feel like in Vung Tau they didn't care a lot. Maybe because they have a lot of tourists there. They're just like, they don't really care. I enjoyed my time there. But then like when you walk into a supermarket and like everybody just turns to look at you, or like somebody starts filming but pretending they're not filming, but you can see them filming, that's one thing I was not really comfortable with, but they say it's more curiosity. So I didn't feel like evil intent from them. I didn't feel like they were trying to harm me. I didn't feel like they were like going out of their way to make me uncomfortable. It was just more like, how do you say, it was more like, it was more curiosity. But there was also like this one driver. I was just me and my friend Emma. I have also vlogged about her a lot here. We ordered a grab, and then when we ordered the grab, this guy just came and then saw two black girls and just like turned and left. So we were trying to open the door, and then he just like shoo, and canceled the ride. So we were like, oh, is it because you're black? But that was the only one experience that I had. The other times they were just like okay and curious about life and like where you're from. And then the thing I found really funny is like when I say I'm from Africa, the curiosity ends. But when I say that I'm studying in Germany, they have a lot more questions. So I would just like be like, okay, I'm from Africa. I'm from Kenya. And they were like, are you from America? Are you from Europe? I'm like, no, I'm from Kenya. And then the curiosity would end and we'd be like, oh, okay, nice. Anyway, that was my experience. So I came back in March and I've been trying to settle. I got a mini job. It's been kind of so hard because I had to give out everything when I left. So currently I have one suitcase. I have three suitcases of my stuff. I have a plate and I have my screen back there. That's all I own. Everything else, like in this house, came with the house. When I have to move out end of August, I'll just be like pushing my three suitcases and my screen and my one plate. And just be like, okay, so how do we start from here again? But I'm so proud of myself for pushing through and starting over again and giving myself the chance to go to a new country and experiencing life there, because that's not the people I met there, the things I had there, the food, the everything. I would not have had it if I had not gone there. So yeah, that's it. So maybe I'll do another vlog for like how life has been since I came back to Germany. But I think maybe I'll just go direct back into vlogging. But if you are curious about like how I've settled back in Germany after coming from Vietnam and everything, maybe you can leave a comment and I can make like another chatty vlog for that. I feel like this is such a long chatty vlog. Who stayed until now? I've been yapping so much. I didn't know I was such a yapper. Anyway, if you stayed until now, maybe leave a heart comment, a blue heart comment below, and I'll know that you stayed until now. Anyway, thank you so much, and I hope to see you. I'm gonna start posting. I have a solo video. I went on a solo trip to Few said I'm gonna go to Berlin, so maybe vlogs will come at the end of this month after I'm done with my exams. I have 5 exams this month, so yeah, not gonna be posting this month. So maybe end of this month after I'm done with my exams. So yeah, I'll see you then. I love you. Take care. And if you're interested in like how I'm starting over, maybe you can comment and then I can make another video before I start making the vlogs, posting the vlogs. Anyway, ciao, ciao. Take care. I love you.